Welcome back to St Denis for this special episode looking at the life of one particular family and the impact they had on the church here. I wonder how you like to remember members of your family who are no longer with you. Maybe you keep photographs or special things that remind you of the happy times you spent with them. In churches, there are a number of ways in which people can be remembered after they've died. They might have memorials like the stone ones on the walls here. They might have their names put in a special book like this one. Or they might even have their names embroidered on kneelers like this. Kneelers or hassocks are used for prayer, making it a bit easier on the knees, although many people today prefer to remain sitting to pray. This kneeler has been embroidered in memory of William Moore, who was vicar here in 1846. The Burnaby family were an important Evington family in the 19th century. They lived in Evington House in the park and were members of St Denis Church. Various members of the family are remembered here in different ways, and so in this video, that's what we're going to explore. So let's go and see some of them. So here we are in the bell tower, and here we've found a special memorial to two of the Burnabys, John and Henry Ann.
It reads, "Sacred to the memory of Colonel John Dick Burnaby, late of the 1st or Grenadier Regiment of Foot Guards, in which he served upwards of 20 years. He was also more than 30 years a Deputy Lieutenant and Magistrate of the County of Leicester. He was third son of the Reverend Andrew Burnaby, D.D., and Anna, his wife of Baggrave Hall. He married Henry Ann, daughter of Sir Thomas Folk, and Anne, his wife of Lowsby Hall, by whom he had issue 11 children, 8 of whom survive him. He died the 1st of June, and those letters are Roman numerals for the year 1852, aged 76 years. And then we have a quote from the Bible. "Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Jesus Christ." And then we have a piece about his wife, Henry Ann. Also of Henry Ann, relict of the above. She died the 5th of January, and then again those Roman numerals say 1856, aged 81 years. And another quote from the Bible. "Thanks be to God, which giveth us the victory through our Lord Jesus Christ." So like detectives hunting for clues about the past, memorials like this one can give us lots of information. For example, this tells us that John Burnaby was a soldier and a magistrate, and it tells us how many children he and Henry Ann had. But there is more here in the bell tower. Look at the window. Who do you think the initials HAB at the bottom might refer to?
This part of the church where we find the altar, the communion table and the choir stalls is called the chancel. And in the 19th century, by all accounts, this part of the church had fallen into a pretty bad state of repair. Imagine the roof leaking, the walls crumbling, the paint peeling, lots of damp and mould. Not a very nice place to be for worship and prayer. So the Burnaby family very kindly used some of their money to restore this part of the church, the chancel, and we can see their marks all around us. Let's look at the windows first.
Can you see any names you recognise? And the east window also has a Burnaby connection. The inscription is in Latin, but if you look closely you can see the name Burnaby. This window was given in memory of John and Henry Ann Burnaby. And finally, look at this tiled floor. This too is thanks to the Burnaby family. The plaque says, "In memory of Reverend Frederick George Burnaby."
So you can see how this part of the church in particular owes an awful lot to the Burnaby family. and their generosity. There's one final place here in the churchyard that we can look for signs of the Burnabys, so we need to go outside to do this.
You can just about read the names on the side of this grave. It belongs to John and Henry Ann Burnaby. Notice how close it is to the chancel, the part of the church that their family restored. And notice the cross on top too, the mark of a follower of Jesus. The Burnaby family played a big part in the life of Evington, but they were also part of the family of St Dennis Church, a link in the chain that stretches back 800 years and on into the future.
This was obviously a very special place for John and Henry Ann Burnaby, and it remains a very special place to many people who visit. St Dennis is the parish church for Evington, giving it a particular calling to be here for everyone who lives or works or goes to school in this parish, of all faiths and none. It's a place of memories for some, a place to explore for others, a place to mark important moments, and always a place of peace and prayer. I hope and pray that it won't be too long before you're able to come and visit and see it for yourselves.